Hey you guys, it's your boy Josh Vision, and I'm here to bring to you my WWE Smackdown live review. And this is for the episode 11 1/16 is the date. So, pretty much in this Smackdown, we opened up with a segment between Ellsworth, Ambrose, and Styles. So James Ellsworth comes to the ring and pretty much he apologizes for what had transpired the previous week, in which Ambrose and Styles was having pretty much an even match, and Styles tried to put Ambrose in his finishing move, but Ambrose was able to sort of throw him over the top rope, and then Styles pretty much just tackles Ellsworth, and Ellsworth retaliated with no chin music, and that causes Dean Ambrose to get disqualified. So Ellsworth is broken up about it. He's trying to apologize to Dean and the fans for getting involved in the whole thing. So Ambrose comes out, and Ambrose, rightfully so, is kind of aggravated. He's kind of pissed. He's kind of tugging on, Ellsworth's head a bit, trying to hold himself back from doing some, bodily harm, whatever. But he forgives him. Anyways, we have Styles comes out, and Styles pretty much says to Ellsworth, wait, hold it, man. You shouldn't be apologizing to Ambrose. You should be apologizing and thanking me, AJ Styles, because he does make a few valid points. He says essentially that, listen, let's be honest here. If it wasn't for me, your face wouldn't be selling that hot merchandise selling what you're doing right now. Matter of fact, you should give me some of that cheddar right now or when we go to the back. And also for pretty much making him a household name, in amount of, I believe Ellsworth's been around for like a month, something to that effect. So, anywho, Ambrose pretty much tells AJ, listen, Ellsworth made a mistake. We all make mistakes. But at least he's not a coward who takes the easy way out and so on and so forth. So Ellsworth tries to break them up, tries to break them up. He gets in between them. And then you have Styles just shove Ellsworth right into Ambrose, causing Ambrose to fall, whatever, and then AJ just throws, like a sack of potatoes, just throws Ellsworth over the top rope, and then he just beats the living shit out of Ambrose and hits his patented flying elbow off the top, of the ring rope. So essentially, that segment ends with Styles hoisting his championship up high. So the next thing that happens, we have a segment with Daniel Bryan, Dean Ambrose, and Ellsworth. And Ellsworth once again is apologizing to Ambrose. Ambrose is kind of annoyed at this point. And Dan Bryan pretty much lays down what's going to happen later on in the night for the main event. He tells Dean, listen, you got another shot at AJ's. Well, you have a match with AJ. It's going to be the same thing as last week. If you win the match, you're going to have your title shot for, against AJ at a to be decided, obviously date. But he says that this is your last chance, Ambrose. This is your last fucking chance. You know what I mean? And he also bans Ellsworth from being anywhere near ringside. He banned him. And he says, come on, listen to me. Don't show up, Ellsworth. No matter how much you want to help Dean make it up to him, don't show up. So, after that, we had a no disqualification match between Kane and Randy Orton. And from last week, Orton sort of shocked everyone by RKing Kane literally out of nowhere against the Wyatts. So you're kind of surprised that, obviously, because Orton's been feuding with Bray and Luke for at least a month or so now. And he hates them, all this, but why would he just turn his back on Kane? So, with the RKO from last week, you're pretty much saying to yourself, okay, it seems as though they're going to go in the direction of joining, or making Orton join up with the Wyatts. At the same time, you're kind of like, well, I don't believe, that this is going to work out. Orton, his character is a Viper. He turns his back on people. And plus, let's be honest, there have been quite a few superstars who joined the Wyatts. One noticeable Daniel Bryan, who pretty much just that was beautiful. Going back to how he just destroyed the Wyatts. he just made them think he was in their group and just took them out, especially Bray in that cage. One of the best moments in WWE history. But yeah, back to what I was saying. Um, it just doesn't seem believable. It just seems as though Kane and Orton, or at least Orton, has pretty much just using this as a way to get close to Wyatt and Luke before he eventually turns on them. And I don't really think Luke is buying it. So, anyways, we have the no DQ match between Kane and Orton. It was a pretty even match. It seems like Kane was going to actually beat Orton, and then the Wyatts come in and help Orton out, and it distracts Kane enough, which Randy hits the RKO, 1, 2, 3. So after the match, you have Luke Harper just staring at Orton like, I don't trust you. And even though Bray's kind of wary of Orton, he's not nearly as wary as Luke is. Luke is literally like staring at him the entire time as he hits his finishing move, his clothesline on Kane, and then Bray hits Sister Abigail right after. So after that, we have Orton going on the turnbuckle, and then as he goes on the turnbuckle, that's his his pose. And Bray does his pose, follow the buzzards. So after that, we have this segment in which, like most Wyatt, things that they're in the back, whatever, and Wyatt is like, you know what, Randy, you have a history of backstabbing people. After all, you are a serpent. And I hope you ain't trying to play me and Luke, essentially. And Luke is, once again, if looks could kill, he's staring a hole right through fucking Randy. And Randy's like, listen, I always had this demon inside of me since birth. Now I feel as though I have an opportunity to finally let it out. And then you have this kind of weird, kind of cool, yet kind of wacky type visual with his eyes just like flickered like fucking like brownish gold and crap. It's kind of, I don't think it was kind of necessary. But whatever, I digress. So, the next match is a tag team match with Nikki Bella and your women's SmackDown Live champion Becky Lynch versus Alexa Bliss and Carmella. So the match was short, but it had its few high spots. To begin the match off, Becky Lynch and Nikki Bella just cleaned house. And after that, Becky, I believe, no, actually not Becky. Nikki Bella gets taken out near the end of the match, and Becky's it's kind of a 2-on-1 situation, and Becky has Alexa Bliss pinned for at least a 10 count, but Carmella distracts the referee, and Becky just clobbers Carmella off the apron, but Alexa Bliss takes advantage. She just plants Becky. She plants her with the DDT, and that allowed her to get the 1, 2, 3. So if my calculations are straight, I swear this must be the 5th or 6th time Bliss has beaten Becky. Probably more so. But they really have developed her into truly being a threat for Becky in her Women's Championship title reign. So after the match, we had Alexa pretty much, I believe one of the women announcers trying to talk to her. She's like, move the fuck away. My time. I got the mic. So she essentially says to Becky that, listen, either we're going to your hometown of Glasgow. It doesn't matter. Consider me the Wicked Witch of the West. And what I want, my pretty, is your Women's Championship. Yo, I love her character. She's so fucking awesome. And after that, she hands the mic to Carmella. And Carmella just straight up diss the Raw women's roster because there's supposed to be this 5-on-5 female Survivor Series match going between Team Raw and Team SmackDown. So, I believe Carmella called Charlotte overhyped, and she called essentially Bayley a loser and a lame because all she wants is high five, yay, I'm successful, haha, and all that shit. It was short, got to the point, whatever, and that was pretty much all that happened. So, after that, I believe we had 2 tag team matches. So, I believe that we had the Usos versus the Headbangers. The Usos made quick work of the Headbangers. And American Alpha versus... Who did they face again? Oh, they faced... Fuck. I forgot who they faced, but it was a quick match either way. So yeah, they're added to I believe it's a 5-team elimination. Yes, I believe it's a 4 or 5 team Survivor Series tag team elimination match. So American Alpha and the Usos are going to be joining Rhino and Heath Slater, as well as the Hype Bros against Raw's the New Day. Actually, I think as of right now, the only members so far the Raw has for the tag team is the New Day, if I remember correctly. So, anyways, we have this is where I want to get to. I want to get to this amazing segment on Miz TV between The Miz and Daniel Bryan. So, we have The Miz, and he brings out Daniel Bryan, and once again, these two are just so entertaining to watch them going back and forth. So The Miz says, "Oh, ain't this good, Daniel? We're finally together on Miz TV, but and it's great that I'm running such a tight ship here compared to Talking Smack, which Daniel Bryan and Renee Young, host obviously, and where it's not scripted, in which people pretty much just says what's really on their mind and all that stuff, or blur the line between reality and all that shit." So Daniel responds saying, "You know what, Miz? I'm gonna do what you're doing, being passive aggressive. You know what I could do since I am in charge? How about I just cancel the Miz show permanently?" Then you have the fans going, "Yes, yes, yes." And by the way, the fans were hot for Daniel Bryan the entire night like usual, but it seemed a little bit louder this time. It was fucking almost deafening. So, anywho, we have the Miz pretty much saying, "Listen, Daniel, just go on. Why? We have this show. Go on, Daniel Bryan, and give what the people want to hear, and especially yours truly." So Daniel's like, "Okay, Miz, okay." So at first, Daniel's just being an ass. Daniel's like, announces the Survivor Series tag teams. They'll be competing for SmackDown against Raw. And then he goes into the main event of Survivor Series, the male 5-on-5 elimination, Robert SmackDown, all that jazz. So, the Miz is thinking, I'm definitely on this team. So, first Daniel's like, Orton, Bray Wyatt, Baron Corbin, Dean Ambrose. And right before, Miz thinking he's going to be the last one, and just the look on Daniel Bryan's face was fucking priceless. He's like, WWE World Champion, AJ Styles. And then the look on the Miz's face. Now, I said previously in this video that if looks could kill with Luke Harper Luke Harper with Ray Orton, the Miz was far worse. The Miz just was like, wow. The Miz was just like shocked. He had that look like, how dare you, Daniel Bryan, exclude me. And he says so much. He's like, so you just came on the show just to humiliate me in front of my wife? And then Daniel's like, he just like kind of has that look like, I'm not going to say it, but sure. And then Miz is just like saying like, so I'm not even on the team. Like trying to get more clarification. Daniel's like, nope. He's like, was I even considered? Daniel's like, nope. Am I at least a captain? Nope. You know what I mean? Because earlier in the Smack episode, Naomi was actually the final. She was the final member for the female Survivor Series group, and Natalya was actually like the captain. She was Shane and Daniel let her be the captain of the group. So that's why the Miz said, "Am I at least a captain?" So essentially, the Miz is like, well, ain't this ironic, John? You say SmackDown is a land of opportunity. Yes, he likes the land of opportunity, except for everyone except for the Miz. And then the Miz just starts to tear into him, saying, you know what? This is ridiculous. You know what? Daniel, you're useless. You're not, you're a coward. You know why? Because you won't fight me. Because Dan pretty much says to Miz, you know what? You're not a fighter. We need people, Survivor Series teams could be a combustible element. And we need someone that is willing to fight. It doesn't do things on their terms, but on our terms. And then Miz is like, listen, dude, you want to do things on your terms, all right? And because I'm not on the team, you're leading SmackDown to straight obliterate to get straight obliterate, obliterated, some shit like that, obliterated. I got it right from Raw, from Team Raw. He was saying, it's not my fault, Daniel, that you can't do what I do, that you're not good at anything anymore. How about you do what you're good at now? Moping around John Cena's house on Total Divas, and it was just total Bella's Divas, same shit if you ask me. And that just made Daniel pissed off. Daniel started throwing shit on the set. He's like, you know what, Miz? You know what you're good at? All you're good at is talking. So you know what you do? You can sit near the announcer's table, the commentary table, and do your best at talk. But you know what? I'm actually going to allow, because I think he mentioned that, unlike you, Dolph Ziggler actually gave you an opportunity to fight. You get a rematch for your Intercontinental Championship, but you said no on your terms. So there's plenty of other guys in the back who are willing to fight, unlike you, for that top prize in this company. So he lets Ziggler come out, whatever, and Ziggler comes out to a big pop. And he faces Kurt Hawkins, and I swear to God, it lasted like 4 seconds. Ziggler just popped the dude with, a super kick, and that was that. So, after that segment, we have Ziggler getting interviewed by Renee Young, and Ziggler pretty much mentions the fact that he's going to be hosting an open challenge at Survivor Series against anyone from Monday Night Raw. And at this point, Miz is incensed. Miz is like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? And I think this is probably a way of Ziggler trying to goat Miz into actually fighting him at Survivor Series. But definitely most likely be a triple threat. And it makes it kind of interesting because you're wondering, okay, who from Raw would actually challenge Ziggler for the Intercontinental title? I don't see Cesaro or Sheamus doing it because they're involved in the tag team championship storyline with the New Day. Sami Zayn, in my opinion, may actually join Raw's Survivor Series team. He might be the final member. Then again, it could easily be Seth Rollins. So maybe they'll just give the opportunity to Neville. Because as of right now, I really don't see anyone that could be a credible threat, at least when it comes to Rusev. Yeah, Rusev would be a good choice. But I don't think he would be involved in it. So yeah, after that, we essentially have a really cool vignette of Baron Corbin, and he talks about how he hates the fans, saying that, you know what, I don't care about what the fans say. All their problems, all their doubts, all that stuff, it will just weigh me down. All I care about is me. And you just have him like in a cage. It was really cool. Have him riding his motorcycle, just really badass, a really good vignette. So, besides that, I believe, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for us to get to the main event. So, before the main event starts, James Ellsworth once again tries to tell Ambrose he's sorry, whatever. And Ambrose like, listen, dude, I understand what Dan Bryan said. You are not allowed to come to ringside. Don't try to come to ringside, okay? I don't want a second coming what happened last week. Just stay in the back, chill, relax, and let me settle my business with Styles. And then the main event. So the main event was really good. It wasn't as many near falls or false finishes as their previous bouts, but it was still a good match. AJ really worked on Dean's knee this match. Dean did a really great job of selling. And there was a lot of reversals this match. Obviously the story they're telling this match is that these guys know each other so well. So if you fight someone over and over again, you're gonna know exactly what they do. Like the sequence, the leading up, all that stuff. So essentially the match, AJ kind of had the edge of the match. I wouldn't say by a lot or a little, but comfortably. And this is when James Ellsworth makes his way to the ring, and Dean is like, "What the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you doing?" And he turns around and he gets a straight like insecurity kick by Styles. You think it's 1, 2, 3, but Dean is able to get the fuck out, or like get his shoulder up before the 3 count, and then security starts going after Ellsworth. And it's funny just watching Ellsworth just fucking run. Like seriously, it's fucking hilarious. So at some point, Ellsworth is able to come back around, and AJ had Ambrose. He had him, and then AJ just looks at Ellsworth. He comes over the ramp again, and over the barricade again. He just looks at him like, "You little shit." And it was just like an annoying mosquito. I think that's the way AJ just views him in general, just as an annoying mosquito that just won't leave you alone. And he just fucking like shoulder checks this dude right over the announce table. It was fucking hilarious and crazy at the same time. So AJ is trying to go for his patented elbow, and Ambrose catches him and hits him with the dirty D's, and that was it. And Ambrose earned his opportunity for a future WWE Championship match against Styles. So after the match, like apparently AJ did so much damage to Ellsworth with that little shoulder check. Ellsworth is literally getting dragged from the commentator booth, whatever, straight to the back. And while he's getting dragged and while Dean Brooks is celebrating, you see Ellsworth crack the smile like, I did it. I redeemed myself. And then when he gets to the top of the ramp, whatever, the entrance ramp, and Ambrose and him meet up, Ambrose just sort of looks at him, just kind of smiles, just like, what the fuck is this guy? This dude's just fucking, this dude's too, like, fucking, like, to truly, like, hey, and he did make it up to me. So he sort of gives Ellsworth his gratitude, then drops on the ground. Then Ellsworth is, we in SmackDown, Ellsworth being dragged to the back, still smiling, but clearly needs a doctor. So yeah, thank you guys for listening to my WWE Smackdown review for this week. Like my video, subscribe to my channel, watch some content below. Once again, this is your boy Josh Vision. Adios.